Switchblade is a crazy beast. Relatively novice studio Lucid Games is attempting to take on the MOBA market at large, which is filled with some of the heaviest hitters in the industry. Even better, they're driving that momentum with a unique take. Instead of a top-down League of Legends format, we see vehicle action more akin to Twisted Metal or Rocket League. While the game is absolutely worth booting up, especially to MOBA newcomers, there is one thing that it is lacking: an audience. For anyone new to the MOBA scene, the genre focuses on large-scale arenas where teams of 5 or 6 charge head-on to slay mobs, level their characters, claim objectives, and knock out opponents. While the Battle Royale scene has overtaken the genre meta from MOBAs, they still maintain a huge market share. Some of those prominent tournaments held yearly are all MOBA based, and at any given time, Mixer and Twitch are dominated by players. That being said, it's worth noting that almost every MOBA looks very similar to an outside observer. They are typically third-person, action-based titles which deviate when it comes to metas and abilities. Frankly, it's an impossible market to break into in 2019. Unless, of course, you go for a Hail Mary and make something out of left field. Similar to how Tetris 99 is redefining what it means to be a Battle Royale game, Switchblade is attempting to offer a different perspective in what a MOBA game is. While many things are the same between Dota 2 and Switchblade, there are some major differences, the most significant of which being the fact that everything is a battle card. No more wizards, legends, or gods. You're swapping out heroes for something more like Sweet Tooth. Truth be told, that alone makes the game far more approachable compared to other, more dominating MOBAs. Thanks to headway made by arcadey battle card games like Rocket League, it's much easier to convince my friends to pick up this game and get them to understand the rules. Of course, the utilization of vehicles isn't just cosmetic. Thanks to the newfound mobility, we get to add some speed to a MOBA, even if it's only visual. Some cars and tanks are faster than others, so you have to weigh your options of the 17 available cars. Do you want one that can pack a punch, or one that can peel out of a messy situation with gusto? Thankfully, players can choose 2 in the beginning to interchange. With that in mind, the 5-player pool always has some nice diversity with 10 cars in the rotation. Other than that, the game is by far and large similar enough to the MOBA scene that it isn't going to make a huge difference. It has its own style of guardians, towers, and jungle objectives, where the game will instantly be recognizable to fans of the genre. On the other end, everything is so well explained and streamlined in the tutorial that beginners will not need to worry about getting lost in the deeper mechanics. Let me point out that this is by no means a comprehensive review of the game. It's still in early access, and it's limited to one map with one mode, and it's still tweaking bugs. The game is by no means rough, but there's a heavy development life ahead of it. That is, if they can manage to work out its most significant issue. At the end of the day, the biggest issue in the game is a fan base, or lack thereof. Since the game's launch on Steam, it has an all-time peak of 70 concurrent players, which doesn't include a more healthy fan base on the PS4. The Reddit community is equally tiny, with little to no action on the forum. This leads to its own forms of difficulties. Without a steady fan base, it's a pretty tall order to have new development on modes or maps that'll split up the player base. Matchmaking is not nearly as quick as Apex Legends or Fortnite, and often you're going to get auto-filled with some bots. But overlooking those hindrances, the title itself is a fun experiment and likely the only MOBA I'm willing to try out with my non-MOBA playing friends. If you're someone who's been digging the Rocket League scene and you're looking for something slightly more strategic but with the same pick-up and play flair, go ahead and dive into Switchblade. By all means, it scratches a similar itch, and it is a good gateway drug to the genre at large. Still, its long-term appeal may be at risk if the player count continues to dwindle. Switchblade is available as a free-to-play MOBA currently on PC and PS4. Feel free to follow the game's official Twitter along with Lucid Games. Also, follow the rest of DualShockers coverage over at DualShockers.com.